they're
That's
so
for sure.
aggressively unkind with
letting people die of drug ODs on the sidewalk. That's compassion. No, it's
that
not.
whole thing is fucking crazy.
Well, it's cruelty, actually.
It is, and it's also when you find. Do you know who Colion Noir is?
I know him.
Yeah, great guy. He opened my eyes to the homelessness thing. We had him on the podcast, and he was explaining how he was in San Francisco, and he was like, "What is this? Is like they don't have any money for this? Is that what it is?"
Yeah.
Like, no, there's a whole business behind it.
Of course.
And these people that are running this homelessness initiative or whatever the fuck they call it, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Some of them $250,000 a year.
Imagine making money off the homeless.
And not doing a goddamn thing.
But what's so funny is I do think the root of their power and the one thing they're good at is just charging the moral high ground and taking it in the first moments of the battle.
Yeah.
They just run up to the moral high ground and are
Yeah.
like, we've got this is ours. And they'll protect that at all costs. And it's like, that's kind of all they have is this self-righteousness. And if you can puncture that, it's like, you're getting rich from the homeless, actually.
Yeah.
And is there anything more disgusting than that? It's some junkie who's dying in misery outside the convention center in San Francisco, and you're making money on that?
They're essentially using those people as a battery to expand the power of government.
Yeah, and their own personal advantage.
Yeah, they're expanding government. They're making more government employees. Now there's tons of people that are working on the homelessness problem, air quotes. And, they probably all have blue hair and they talk nonsense. And nothing's getting done. And no one's being punished for it. But when they did that study where they said that they had no data, like, how are you... What? You can't say whether or not it's doing anything?
Yeah.
How'd you spend $24 billion?
But why are they not treated as like the most reprehensible people in our society?
I think there's too many things to think about.
Yeah.
And I think most people, unlike you and I, aren't even paying attention to it. They're paying attention to the fact that the tents are there. They're paying attention to if you go to Los Angeles, it's a fucking zombie apocalypse. But what they're not paying attention to is what is going on. How many people are making money? I didn't even know until Colion explained it to us. I had no idea. I thought it was just they don't have any money. They don't put any money in it, and they let these people sleep there.
Oh, no.
No, there's actual
there are
money.
all these parasites.
Yeah,
No.
parasites, government parasites.
Of course.
Those are real.
Of course.
And, this whole idea of I've created so many jobs. Like, what jobs? Are they government jobs that are just bullshit? Because there's a lot of those.
What's crazy to me, just having spent most of my life in Washington, is how close this is to the lawmakers physically. So the U.S. Capitol sits across from something called Union Station, which is a really beautiful train station, right on Capitol Hill. And so to get into the Capitol, when there's a massive homeless city there, people dying of drug ODs right there. And so to get to work every day, lawmakers have to step over the bodies of fellow Americans dying, living outdoors, shitting in the bushes, addicted to drugs, which is hell, okay? And they have to ignore that on their way to creating utopia in some foreign country. And you're like, does it ever occur to you that that's disgusting? That your primary duty is to the drug addict, your fellow American, you're doing nothing? And you're telling me how we're going to make Eastern Europe into, this brave new world? I don't know. I just can't get past that. I think I'm not super sensitive or aware or anything. I'm not super anything, really. I'm pretty ordinary, but I think I would notice. I would. It's almost like walking into vote on Ukraine aid. I'd be like, shit, there are 5 junkies on the street. Maybe we should do something.